All Eyes on Me is telling the story of one of the greatest and most famous rappers of all time, Tupac Shakur. But unfortunately, it's not a second Straight Outta Compton.
Let's get it.
When Straight Outta Compton, directed by F. Gary Gray, was dropped 2 years ago, no one really anticipated how good it would be. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but it has a lot of passion, drive, raw energy and kind of an addictive nature to it. All those things are missing from All Eyes on Me. Not that I want it to be just a copy of that, but since it's dealing with very similar themes, the same time period and even some of the same people, the comparison comes naturally. But it doesn't take long until you realize that Benny Boom's movie won't be all that good. From the get-go it appears more like a made-for-TV production. We start with Tupac's mother, Afeni, getting out of jail, with Tupac still in her womb. She was a member of the Black Panthers and she gives a very powerful speech about social injustice. But the problem is that it's so in your face and really heavy-handed that it doesn't come through. And that goes pretty much for everything in the movie, from the acting to the editing, the use of music and the direction. Everything is trying really hard to bring across the different themes and topics the movie has to offer. But it's all done in such a manner that nothing really sticks. It's one of those biopics that tries to tell the whole story of someone's life, and maybe that's the right way to go with Tupac, but even with its 140 minutes, everything is just touched on the surface. All Eyes on Me wants to say something about racial injustice in America. It wants to be a story of someone who rose to fame. It wants to shine a light on the special mother-son relationship of Tupac and also the one of him and his girls. But in the end, it just goes from one important moment in his life to another without them ever being connected that strongly. Its biggest problem is the lack of a solid, dramatic progression. In the first half, it tells its story alongside an interview that's held at the time Tupac was in prison. In the course of that interview, the movie jumps to key moments in his past, but it's done so lazy and uninspired and it simply doesn't work. And after Tupac gets released later on, it's of course dropped completely. The famous rapper himself is portrayed by Demetrius Shipp Jr., and the resemblance is really amazing. But his performance on the other hand is very one-note, and to be honest, while he wasn't bad or anything, he still come across as not very likable. Apart from one or two scenes, I didn't feel an emotional connection at all, and the movie as a whole left me completely cold. Which is odd, because normally I'm really into stuff like this. But all elements are so in your face, and it's also full of worn-out cliches. At one point, Tupac stands before an empty concert hall and he begins to hear imaginary masses chanting his name. Another problem is that the many side characters are kind of thrown at you, and sometimes I had a hard time to fully grasp who everybody is and what function they have. After I saw Straight Outta Compton, I was so fascinated with this part of music history that I looked up a lot about all the players involved, about Death Row Records, Suge Knight and the war between East and West Coast. All those things are important elements in All Eyes on Me as well, but they have no meat to them. And the relationship between Tupac and the notorious B.I.G. was totally underdeveloped, and when you know what importance that rivalry had for both those rappers, that's a big misstep that breaks the movie. For 140 minutes it's also very odd how very little come across about Tupac's hard work and his rise to fame. It seems to come so easily to him. Sure, there are serious problems with his mother who's addicted to drugs at one point, but I never really got the passion that this extraordinary artist must have had. It's not a horrible movie, it wants to be many things, but in the end I just don't think the talent involved amounted to much. It doesn't lack ambition, but there's no focus, strong direction or anything inspiring about it. In German I'd say, leider nur ein ziemlich dröger Rapperfilm auf TV-Niveau. I give All Eyes on Me 5 out of 10. It's more like 5.2, but I don't do that.
We must not hate those who have done wrong to us, for as soon as we hate them, we become just like them.
Today I want to introduce a new segment. Whenever a movie scores less than 6, I give you 3 better flicks. Number 1 is Straight Outta Compton, full of great performances and a lot of passion. Number 2 is Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, a smart and vibrant and important movie without being all in your face. And last but not least, the incredible powerful documentary 13th by Ava DuVernay. Alright, that's it. Like always, comment below, let me know what you think about All Eyes on Me. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.